this is Kristin from KristinCoaching.com, and thank you so much for joining me for another video today. I am excited to talk about this topic because I think that this topic is what creates so many fights and relationships and so much tension and ultimately causes people to break up. And obviously I don't want that to happen for you, right? The topic of this video today has to do with how to deal with conflict when your partner has a different perspective than you, right? So this is super important because oftentimes when we're breaking up with our significant others, it's because things aren't working, right? We're not seeing eye to eye, we're getting in lots of fights and disagreements, and oftentimes the relationship that we're in becomes a lot more difficult and feels like a lot more work than actually enjoyable, right? So before we dive into the tips that you can utilize for yourself in your relationship when there is conflict with your significant other, when you guys are just not seeing eye to eye, before we dive into that, I want to remind you that, again, this is Kristin Coaching. I'm a relationship coach. I'm a licensed therapist. The whole purpose of my channel is to give you relationship tips, relationship skills, and advice so you can take them back into your relationship with your significant other. And the whole purpose is so you can have a happy, healthy, long-lasting relationship. I believe that all relationships have the chance to work. We just need to utilize certain skills in order for that to happen. And oftentimes we do what we know best, but if we know better, we can do better, right? So let's dive into the things that you can do when there's a conflict with your significant other, when you guys are just not on the same page, okay? Tip number one. You can, and I want you to, regulate your physical response. Okay, so let's imagine you're in an argument with your significant other. You're saying how you're feeling, where you're coming from. Your significant other is saying, no, that's not true. I don't agree. I can't believe you feel that way. This is right. You know, this is what's going on. This is my perspective. Oftentimes when that happens, you're going to have a physical reaction, right? So it's super important that you regulate your physical response to your significant other, either, you know, calling you stupid or just disagreeing with you and saying, no, you're wrong, I'm right. So oftentimes your heart is gonna race. You might get flushed in your skin. You might notice that your body is tensing. Maybe your shoulders are kind of coming up a little bit, or you're maybe just clenching your fists without even realizing it, without even any intention to do anything with them. But you're clenching your fists, you might be tightening your jaw. So when that happens, we're automatically like building this emotional wall, right? Where we're not even able to see, hear, or want to understand our partner's perspective because we're reactive, right? We're reactive and we're on the automatic defense, okay? So in any conflict, when you're on a defense, when your heart's racing, when your body is just ready to go into battle, the chances of you resolving this conflict are slim to nil. So you have to calm your body down. You have to calm those physical reactions down. So you have to slow down your heart rate by taking deep breaths, and you have to actually physically be mindful of relaxing your muscles in your body, including the muscles in your face. You want to open up your mouth so your jaw isn't tight. You want to relax your shoulders. You want to loosen up your hands, and you literally need to make an active effort and a conscious effort to relax your body, because automatically that's going to put down that emotional wall, and that's going to give you the opportunity for you guys to actually come together to see each other's perspectives. But you won't do that on the physical defense. Okay, so get your body to relax. That's a big skill to have. It's hard to do. It takes practice. So the more you can practice just relaxing your body, not being in conflict, the higher chance you will have of relaxing your body in conflict as well. Okay, so start practicing relaxing your body, your head and your body right now, every single day. This can be a routine for you, so you can do it later when it's actually needed, okay? Number two of a tip that you can do when you're having conflict with your significant other, not seeing each other's perspectives. It's super important to get clarification from your other half, okay? This takes a lot of courage to do. It's a really mature relationship skill to have. It takes a lot of even vulnerability to be like, hey, I really want to see your perspective. Maybe I'm not 100% understanding. Can you please clarify for me? Again, because oftentimes when we're having conflict is because we're not being able to really see our partner's perspectives. We feel like we're right. We feel like they're wrong. So getting clarification is really, really important. Asking yourself, what is my partner really trying to say? How are they really feeling? Where are they coming from? And oftentimes when we're quick to get in an argument and a battle of I'm right, you're wrong, oftentimes we're really not 100% clear of our other half's, ideas and thoughts and feelings and perspectives. We're just not clear. Oftentimes we're so reactive to say, no, this is how it should be, that we really aren't even giving them a chance to talk, right? So I think it's really important to just slow down this conversation and oftentimes this argument by just asking more questions. Hey, I'm not really understanding what you mean by this, can you please clarify for me? So you're not saying it in a mean way, in an antagonizing way, in a disrespectful way. It's a curious way. I know this might even go against a lot of your normal or routine habits of the way you guys communicate or the way you guys have conflict, but I'm telling you that even just by asking thoughtful questions, curious questions, is actually going to bring down the tension of the argument a lot, and it's going to give your partner a chance to communicate their side, so their defenses are going to go down, your defenses are going to go down, because you're really just going to listen and hear. I'm telling you, this is such a huge tip that so many couples don't utilize or understand. So just getting your partner's perspective is absolutely critical, okay? So please do that. Ask for clarification so you fully understand where they're coming from. Even if you don't agree, you don't have to agree. You just need to hear them talk so you can see all their thoughts, feelings, emotions about it. Ask questions so you can really get them, okay? That's the second tip that you're gonna do. The third is you have to show tolerance, okay? After you've calmed your body down, after you got your significant other's perspectives, you have to show tolerance. So what I mean by that is you are not necessarily going to agree with your other half, and I don't expect you to agree. We all have our different opinions and ideas and thoughts and feelings and emotions around those, right? But showing tolerance is your ability to hold that partner's perspective, okay? After they've clarified how they think and feel and really what's going on in their mind, you're gonna hold it, okay? It means that you're able to hold varying opinions and ideas other than your own, okay? I am breaking the news to you that just because you feel a certain way and you have your own ideas and you have your own perspective doesn't necessarily mean that you are the only person who's right in this situation. Two people can be right and have a completely different perspective on things, okay? So showing tolerance is your ability to hold that. You're able to understand where your partner is coming from without agreeing. I'm not asking you to agree. I'm just asking you to hold. It's by saying, hey, I feel this way. This is how I think and feel and react. And you see it this way. This is how you are thinking and feeling and reacting. Okay, you're just holding really what's in front of you. I mean, you're holding the conflict in both of your hands, and you're acknowledging it, and you're communicating that to your significant other in this conflict. I see it this way, you see it this way, in a calm way, okay? That's showing tolerance, is holding both, okay? Huge relationship skill to have. I'm telling you, if you can do this, it's gonna help so much. Okay, so what do you do after you're holding both, right? The fourth and last thing that you're gonna do, okay? And again, this is gonna help when you guys have different perspectives. Excuse me. You need to remember that both of you guys are on the same team, okay? There is not a line in the sand with you on one side and your significant other on the other, okay? You guys are on the same team, right? You're wearing the same team jersey, so to speak. So I want you to get back on the same side, okay? And remember that both of you guys are, you both are a couple, you both are a team, you both want the same outcome, right? Which is to get along, to have some harmony in your relationship, right? So it's really important to not throw insults at each other on that separate line, right? I need you guys to get out of that, because oftentimes we're throwing those insults, we're throwing those emotional weapons at each other. You know, you're wrong, I'm right. No, you are this, I'm this, you know? And so that's not gonna work, okay? So you need to remember, like, hey, we obviously are having different perspectives, but that doesn't mean that we are enemies with each other. That doesn't mean that we're not in this relationship together and are doing this together. You know, oftentimes when we're remembering that we're on the same team, it kind of humanizes us as well. You know, sometimes our partners can be rude and insulting to us and say comments that really hurt our feelings. But we forget that we're human too, and we've said things at times that have been rude to our other halves as well, has insulted our other halves as well, have done the same exact thing, just at a different moment in our relationship. So I need you to humanize that, you know, and understand that everybody makes mistakes and nobody is perfect. This helps get that team dynamic and perspective going, so you can really minimize the conflict in your mind and understand that, hey, we're okay, like, we're together here, we don't agree, I can see that I have this, you have this, we don't agree, but you know what, at the end of the day, we are together, we're on the same side, and maybe there's a way to hold both perspectives and make both of us feel happy, right? Sometimes when different perspectives happen, we actually don't even necessarily need to always have a compromise, so to speak. Sometimes by just saying, hey, you're feeling this way, I get it, I'm feeling this way, I want you to get it. Sometimes that's all we need to manage the conflict and the frustration and the fight in the relationship. But sometimes you need a little bit more than just understanding each other's perspectives. So when you get on the same team mentally, and you remember that, and you're tolerating both, then you can come to the place, and this is optional, of step number 5, is actually compromising, okay? What do I need to feel content in this situation? Maybe I don't need you to fully change your perspective and have it become totally mine, but what do I need from you besides maybe just understanding where I'm coming from? What actions do I need you to do so I feel safe in this relationship, so I feel heard, so I feel respected, okay? So that's step number 5. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. Again, like I said, sometimes just getting other people's perspectives is good enough, but sometimes you have to take it a step further, okay? So what do I need from you in order to feel better, in order to feel happy, content, respected? What is that, okay? So that's the next piece, sometimes the optional piece of figuring out a way to compromise where both of you are happy. What do I need to do so my partner is feeling respected, so my partner is feeling like an equal member of the relationship, so my partner is feeling emotionally safe in the relationship? What can I do? What can you do? How can we compromise and make both of us happy in this moment and in this conflict of holding 2 different perspectives, okay? I am telling you, if you guys can utilize these relationship skills, it's really going to eliminate so much tension, so much conflict in your relationship, and get you guys back on just the same page. It can be difference of opinion, that's totally fine, but getting you guys to understand where each other are coming from is getting you guys on the same page, and it's really going to create a much healthier dynamic between you two, a much happier dynamic between you two. And these skills that I have given you today are communication skills, right? A lot of them have to do with healthy communication between you and your significant other, and a healthy mental perspective too of getting you guys on the same page as well. So you've got to utilize these, you got to practice these day in and day out, especially where there's a conflict. These are mature relationship skills to have, and you can do it. It's gonna probably feel really awkward if you don't utilize any of these tips or tools or techniques at all, but it takes practice, just like with any skill that we develop in life, whether it's physical or mental or emotional. Any skills take practice, they take time. Okay, so please, I want you to review this video over and over again so you can get these ideas down and start utilizing them in your relationship with your significant other. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page and you like what you hear, please subscribe. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Whole purpose is I want to help you. I want you guys to have happy and healthy relationships. That is the goal, like I said before. And thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys next time for my next video. Again, this is Kristin from KristinCoaching.com, and I'm going to see you guys next time.